Happy terrific Tuesday, Ipswich. It is Rachel and Bernie on your drive home. Bernie, how are you, my friend?
Thank you, Rachel. You know what we're going to say. Terrific.
Terrific Tuesday.
We're going to have lots of fun today. All our listeners are going to love this on their way home. They're just going to be, when they get home, it's like, oh my God, what did she say?
I know, and you're going to want to go home and do this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to want to go home and do this. So, yes. So we're talking about cleansing and clearing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Energetic.
Yes.
Yeah. It's lingering energy. Mm-hmm. Lingering energy that, because, you know, us as empaths, we can feel anything.
Yes.
But what we do is we take on everybody else's. We don't want them to feel pain. We don't want them to feel suffering.
Yeah.
But this energy that we're talking about today, it is picking up negative energy. Picking up, they call it poltergeist energy, you know, mischievous energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if somebody's been really angry, you know, and you walk into it, or somebody's really resentful and they're not speaking, you can tell. It's like what is it? Cut the air with a knife.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's really thick.
And I think empaths too are like emotional thermometers. Like the slightest change and we're like, something's wrong, what's going on? Yeah, like we just pick it up. Yeah.
But this what we're talking about today is not being, because we're fixers.
Yeah.
We're the rescuers.
Yes.
You know, we're the ones that come through. But if you can learn this that we were talking about today, it's dowsing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, dowsing for energy.
Yeah.
Dowsing for blockages. Dowsing for barriers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the more that you can understand that about. What I do is I clear land, homes, and then the finances.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever's been in the land stays in the land.
Right.
And so if you've had, you know, a lot of times it's called geopathic stress in the earth level.
Mm-hmm.
If you build a house on something that's years and years ago that have had, you know, a warpath gone through, slaughter has happened on there, and it hasn't been cleared, it comes up through the energy field. So whatever you've put on that, you know, your house and things like that, that can actually come up through the people that are in it. If you move into a new house or an older house, that's, you know, you've had death in there, you've had violence in there, you've had, you know, divorce, you know, anger and stuff like that. You can walk in and you can take it in because you're a sponge. You're a Velcro. You are Velcro, and you take it on. And then all of a sudden, if you have a look at history of some of the businesses, even not just homes, in businesses, you know, can, you know, this one, they all divorced, and then the next lot divorced, something bad happened, you know, it's all negative stuff. Businesses can also do that as well.
Wow.
But if you can have energetic, you know, it's like Ghostbusters. Coming in.
Yeah.
If you can do that, and you know, and then you have a fresh start. You can understand what was there before. Again, it's just giving honor to it, but you say thank you so very much. But you know, move on, and now we replace it, or we open the energy up.
There's a lot of movies about, you know, someone accidentally building a house or unknowingly building a house on a burial ground, an ancient burial ground, and then they, you know, it's a bit of a horror movie kind of, you know, favorite. But and it's exactly that, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can have it can be on streams underneath streams or lines, you know, different lines underneath, and if they cross, if they cross underneath your home, then it just comes up, and you're the filter, you're the Velcro, so you take it on, and then you become it. Wow. So wherever it's going to go, if it's a negative energy, then you're going to become that negative energy. You're going to manifest that negative energy.
Yeah.
Then not only with the land and the home, then it goes into your finances, it goes into your health, it goes into your relationships. Yeah. And then you go, what the hell? So you're doing all this work on the top. But when in actual fact, if you can clear the energy from the land up to the home and in that way.
Wow. It's so interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
So what sort of things do you need to do to clear the energy? Is there a ritual, or is there, you know, instruments that you need? How do you do it?
So you have a dowsing, so you have pendulums. I've got a couple of pendulums. You can have rods as well. They used to do dowsing water, and they would have 2 steel rods. And they would be, you know, you just hold them gently. You don't have to hold them hard. And when they go to where the water is underneath, all of a sudden the 2 rods will come together and they will cross. Yeah, so you can be walking all around the land, and if it's cheaper if you do that rather than to get somebody to come in and drill holes.
Yeah.
So if you can get a water, and they pay a lot of money for water diviners, and they're walking around with just these. They're just they can do it with welding rods.
Yeah.
Those, and you just bend them, and then they're just moving around. All of a sudden, they'll all of a sudden cross. As soon as they cross, you stand there,
and that's
where the water is. And then you just put a rock or something, and you say, "Okay, try here."
That must be such an ancient kind
it is.
of, yeah.
Oh, these are all ancient.
Yeah.
And we've forgotten about it.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we've moved on.
Yeah.
Faster, busier, whatever it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people out on the land, they still do it.
Yeah.
A lot of the Aboriginals, the Indigenous over in America, wherever they are, they know how to do it.
Yeah.
How to get water, how to find water.
Wow. Okay. I'll ask you too when we go back on air about my sister-in-law and brother-in-law went to Auschwitz when they were travelling in Europe. And my sister-in-law said they went into the where the gas chambers were. She said, and the energy that she felt when she was walking in, she said, I couldn't go inside. She said it was just, so it's that kind of, wow.
Well, she's lucky, You listen to people that go into the old jails.
They feel horrible
creepy.
things.
And then, a lot of times they don't want to go in there. They try and back out. But the thing is, when you force yourself, don't worry about that, just go in there, you don't know what latches onto you.
No, exactly.
And you take that home.
You do. But I think conversely too, there's also really good energy.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have lived in 2 houses now that as soon as you walk in, you just go, it feels good. Nice things happened here. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this Auschwitz one, it was so interesting talking to her about it. She was just like, the second I walked up to the entry, she said, I couldn't go inside. She said, I just felt like almost like a pressure. She said, I had to
go away. Yeah.
Very.
Port Arthur.
Yes.
I was down at Port Arthur. That was the same, and I was just tears and tears. But I took crystals. I took all these little tiny crystals.
Yeah.
And so you just put all the crystals different places to absorb it.
Yeah.
And help the land and help the energy. And a lot of these are lost souls, lost energy souls. So you can offer them to go to the next level, offer them to go to the light, or you can place all the crystals, and the crystals absorb it and do what it needs to do.
That's so cool. See, I have this thing where I smell perfume that's not around me. And that's when I feel like I need to say to someone, go. So you're right, you just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just have to ask, who do they remind you of?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Off you go.
Love you.
Go that way.
Yeah. It's over there.
Yeah. Big white light.
Open the door.
Go there. And we were just saying off air, you can go to places where really horrible things have happened and you can feel that energy. So that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is when you do go to these places, just, it's being very mindful that if you're an open person, and like I said, we're all Velcro or we're very absorbent, that you can pick up stuff and you take it home with you.
Yes.
Because you're very open.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to, we talked about Auschwitz, we talked about going to the jails, going to the Port Arthur, and also they do the cemetery walkarounds as well.
Yeah.
So they are, you do have different energies around wanting to jump in.
Yeah.
They call them jumpers.
Yeah.
And it's like, just be aware that if you are open and you are not protecting yourself, and all you have to do is say, I'm protected. Just your intention. I'm here to look. I'm here to observe. I do not need to take this on.
Yeah, and I'm not here to hurt you.
Empaths.
Protect yourself. You need to force field people.
Don't you take any strange things home.
No strange spirits back home. Thank you. So what else do we do? I've heard of sage, like burning sage. What's the significance of burning sage?
Sage, and we were talking about as well once before, frankincense, resin.
Yeah.
And you can go to any of the different New Age shops as well. Anywhere that they sell crystals, they will always have sage. They will always and they have sage they make their own as well.
Okay.
You can plant your own plants and then burn your own. But what it does is it just nullifies, and it, transmutes, and it puts a protection out. It just all of a sudden as well says, this is no longer for you.
Yeah.
Move forward, move along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you in any danger of getting rid of good energy as well as bad energy, or is this just...
No, your intention is, I want for the highest and greatest good of all.
Yeah.
That's all you're saying. That's, even if you just say that, and lower energy is not welcome here, leave now.
Yeah.
Replace it with love. If you can always just imagine some sort of love, how you ever imagine it. Sometimes you can look at it as a bubble of love.
Okay.
I usually say love honey glue, a big jug of honey, universal honey mixed with universal love, mixed with universal glue. So if anything, and you just mix it all together, it's called love honey glue. And whenever you're just imagining you're pouring it over, the honey is very thick. Yeah. So your ego's going, I don't want to do this. I've poured it over different family members and stuff like that. But it's like, no, I don't want this. Energetically, but the honey will hold the love in, will hold the glue. If you've got a broken heart, just think about the words, broken heart, stabbed in the heart, stabbed in the back, so there's lots of holes. The glue, the universal glue, will actually go in and seal up all of the exterior, seal it up. So you are a container again. Before that, you look like a sieve. Yeah. So it's just this love honey glue. That's all you're doing is just pouring it over. You're not saying you need to do this. Yeah. You're allowing it to their higher self. Okay. If their higher self, it's just done. Yeah. And their ego, if their ego says, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want this, go away. Yeah. You're not forcing them. You're just allowing it to take over.
So talk me through the ritual. So if I went into a new space and I was like, right, I'm buying this house, I need to cleanse it because I feel like there might be a bit of bad energy here. What do I do step by step? How do I do that?
So last night I went next door and did this cleansing. I have a ritual that you have to go through, and tick. It's got to be yin yang. So if it's not, so I do quadrants on the land, quadrants of the house, and then I say number, and then and then in each quadrant I'll say, is this, and I have a pendulum. Yeah. All right. So a pendulum can be beautiful crystals. This one's a beautiful magnetic type of one, but you're asking, what's yes, what's no. You have to get in tune with that. You can just have a ring as well on a piece of string. Yeah. And it'll do a circle, usually a circle for yes, sometimes it'll cross for no. And if you can have one of those, it is really powerful for you. Yeah. If you're just starting off, they're the best way to do it. You find your own yes, your own no. Have a look at the land, and then, is this, in this quadrant, is it excess yin? And it'll say yes or no. Is this excess yang? Yang is really cranky, angry, aggressive energy. Yeah. Yin is, this is just lovely. Yeah. Just come on in. Happy. Doesn't get anything done. Yeah. But we're having a great time.
So a typical empath, really.
Yeah.
Just love everyone.
Yeah. So you just go around and you make sure, each quadrant. Yeah. And then you come back and then you ask for it to all be balanced out. So you allow so it's yang, you're allowing the yin to come up so it's balanced. Right. You're wanting to come into balance and harmony, as in yin, yang. But when you're actually having it written down, you can actually see the quadrants. Sometimes, and then when you're doing it on the house, you'll be able to see on the house, sometimes the bedrooms are yang. And they're not sleeping properly. They're not, things are not working out. You can have a look in the room. Sometimes they're broken. Yeah. That's what it is. And then you're just clearing it all out. That's one of the different ones. And then you're using your sage. You go through the rooms, and you start doing clockwise. So you're clearing out clockwise. So you start wherever it is and then go through the room. You're just going into the center and you're just going into the corners because all the bad energy sticks in the corners. Okay. All of the cobwebs stay in the corners. what do we used to say? Go to the
naughty corner.
Yeah, you naughty boy.
Because corners are naughty and bad.
Yeah. So just make sure that in each corner you're actually allowing that to leave. Thank you so very much for being here, but now it's time to move on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I replace it with love. And it's just make sure that you replace it with love, highest vibration of love.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to do. You don't have to look at it. It's just highest vibration of love.
Mm-hmm.
Keep moving around. As well, when you get in tune with it, you might be yawning.
Mm-hmm.
You might be sometimes yawning. Sneezing is another way of knowing that there's some sort of energy there.
Okay.
Be aware as well. If you're getting tired, you make sure that you drink water whenever you're doing this energy. Because if you don't drink water, you're not getting the pure channel of your highest self, the highest energy. And the lower energies are the ones will always take you, and put you to sleep. No, you don't really want to do this. Yeah, and they take you off track.
Wow.
So it's being very mindful. If you want to do this, like I said, this is what I provide as well.
Yeah.
What else is there? But be very mindful that you are not taking anything home.
Yes.
This is not yours, it's moving on. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
Asking the land to then, just visualize, what does the land look like? What does it need? Asking, connecting with it. Then it comes up into the home. And then you're looking into, after you've cleansed the home, with your sage, with your resin, if you want to as well. And what I do with mine is I just leave the resin, and let it keep going. The smoke alarms go off.
I was going to say.
Sage, it's pretty good, but because of the how strong the frankincense, but nothing can stay. It doesn't matter how heavy and bad the energy is. When you have the frankincense resin, it can't stay. It has to leave. It really forces.
So you can feel a difference then when you go back in after this has been done, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you make sure then that this doesn't cling to you? Like you don't absorb this bad energy and take it with you?
Then you're just imagining that if there's any, like you've got, just imagine cobwebs, maybe you've got cobwebs on you. So you just imagine that you're taking those cobwebs off.
Yeah.
What else would it look like to you? You can feel it even. And then all you're doing is just removing it. And then I put it into a violet flame, imaginary violet flame, and then take this. And anything else like that is I cannot see, I also now ask to be taken, to the other side.
Wow.
Yeah. What's mine is mine.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it back to me.
Yeah.
What is yours. Remove it from me and return to sender or return to source.
Yeah.
Another one that you say as well is all negativity, and we do it with a pendulum. This is poltergeist energy. Mm-hmm. This is malevolent energy. This is big energy.
Yeah.
When you see sometimes different businesses, one will close, another one will close, and then you go, wow, there's a lot of dead energy. Energy is really malevolent is a man-made energy, and it can wipe out your finances. It can take you down, because it's more powerful.
Yeah.
Whenever you're doing, going through here, it looks like a octopus energy. So you imagine that you're taking the head of the octopus, you change it from negative to positive, you wrap it up in purest love, and you send it back to source. Yeah. And then you take all the legs, the residue it's called, and then, sometimes you can feel the difference and it doesn't want to, it's resistant. Like, come on. Yeah. Change it in from negative to positive, wrap it all up in love, in cocoon, and send it back to source. And then you do more cleansing.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So how long does it take you to do this? So you did one yesterday. How long did that take you to do that?
It was probably about an hour and a half, because you've got to do the land, you've got to do the home, and then start going, and then start going into different areas as well.